Welcome to Project Pro Code Recipes. In this video, we are going to learn on how to use gradient boosting classifier and regressor in Python. So this is my code snippet over here. I have copied this code and I have pasted that in my Jupyter notebook. I'll explain to you the code over here as well as run this for you. So first, let's try to understand gradient boosting models. So gradient boosting is also an ensemble model based on trees. So it uses tree as its decision basis. So how it works? Basically, initially they used to be random forest and decision trees. Now we have been switch that to bagging methods. So what bagging method does? Bagging method basically takes out the average of the of the weak learners. So just now consider there are three weak learners. One gives you a score and overfits it and gives you a score of 90. The second underfits it and gives you a score of 10, and the third performs well and gives you a score of 50. Now if we take out the average of three, the average score comes out to be 50. Thus it prevents underfitted weak learner and increases it to an average of 50, and reduces overfitting by reducing 90 to 50. This was bagging model, whereas boosting learns sequentially. So how does boosting learns? Boosting basically use the previous weak learner to increase the quality of its next week learner. It adjusts its weight in such a way that the new weak learner produces the result given by new weak learner is better than the result that was given by the previous weak learner. Boosting algorithms are one of the most popular algorithms that are being used uh, for winning competitions on Kaggle and Analytics Vidya and many websites. So gradient boosting has all gradient boosting has also a derivative, extreme gradient boosting, that is XGBoost. So XGBoost is basically faster as compared to gradient boosting. Now in this video we are going to learn on applying gradient boosting classifier and gradient boosting regressor. So from sklearn, now I've imported my data sets. I'm using preloaded data sets of sklearn, and then from sklearn I've imported matrix 2. Now from sklearn.ensemble I'm importing my gradient boosting classifier. From sklearn.ensemble I'm importing gradient boosting regression. I'll perform a train test split in order to prevent my model from getting overfitted. Now, gradient boosting regression and gradient boosting classifier, this doesn't provide any regularization parameters to prevent your model from getting overfitted, whereas XGBoost does. I have uploaded a detailed video of extreme gradient boosting explaining every detail of that on this playlist. You can check that out. Now from sklearn.model selection, I imported train test split. Then from matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Now percentage matplotlib inline. I'm importing my Seaborn as SNS, and I will be using these three for plotting the graphs. And plot style would be ggplot. Now dataset is equal to datasets dot load breast cancer data. So I'm loading my breast cancer data for my gradient boosting classifier. So now I would be splitting that into my target, and yes, I would be splitting that into my target and my feature data set. Then I would be using train test split to split my training and testing, and I would be passing the test size to be 25% of the total data set. Now I've initiated my gradient boosting classifier using model under the name model. Now model.fit, I need to pass my x underscore train and y underscore train. Print model, it will give me all the parameters of the model. If you want to learn on how to increase the accuracy by hyperparameter tuning, I have a detailed video on hyperparameter tuning using grid search CV, random search CV, and different stratified k-fold methods. Now make predictions. So y underscore test is equal to expected y. Predicted y is equal to model dot predict x underscore test. So model dot predict function will predict for my x underscore test, and I have saved y underscore test under the name expected y. Now I'd be using my classification report method in order to check how my model has performed. So I'd be using matrix.classification report and then expected underscore y and predicted underscore y. Then I would be plotting my matrix, confusion matrix, and I would be pass expected underscore y and predicted underscore y. So classification report basically gives me the sensitivity, recall, F1 score. F1 score is basically the harmonic mean of uh, sensitivity and accuracy. So now from that was for classification problem. Now it be for my regression problem, I would load my Boston data set and I would split that again into x and y. So x underscore train, x underscore test, y underscore train, y underscore test, train underscore test underscore split x y, test is equal to 0.25. Now fit a cart model of the data. Model is equal to gradient. Sorry, this is yes. Now gradient boosting regression. So model dot fit x underscore train, y underscore train. The all the codes are going to be same. This is just a regression problem, and the previous was a classification problem. Now make predictions. So as it is a classification problem, I'd be using my regression problem. I'd be using my regression matrices. So I'd be using R2 score, then mean squared log error. So mean squared log error should be as close to 0 as possible, and this will give me my final plot. I would be plotting my graph using regular expected y, predicted y. Then I would be fitting reg is equal to that. I would be fitting a linear line through my scatter plot. So I have run this. Let me run this code now. So you can see the initial was for gradient boosting classifier. My precision comes out to be 0.96 for my class 0, recall 0.94, F1 score 0.95, support 51, and for my precision for class 1 my precision comes out to be these. Now the macro average is this and weighted average is this, and this is my final matrix. So for 0 it has predicted, for 48 cases it predicted true, and for 3 cases of 0 it predicted it as 1, and for 2 cases it predicted 1 to be 0, and for 90 cases it predicted 1 to be 1. So you can see my model has performed well. Now I'm doing my regression. So my R2 score comes out to be 83, whereas 83%, and whereas my neg mean squared error comes out to be 0.02, which is very close to 0. And this finally plots the graph for me, and you can see my expected my linear line basically touches all the points, and the R2 score, that is this score, the square root of the difference between the y, the corresponding is the square of the distance between what we get on the line and these point. These all are very low as the points are very close to my line. So basically it already fits that using the linear regression model. So this is the best fit line. Now this was all about codes in this video. For more code recipes like this, you can visit our website as well as our YouTube channel. You can also visit our website for more industry relevant projects, as you can see on my right. Now you could use this click here function to submit your request for recipes in case you don't find it on our website. If you like the video, please hit the like button, and the URL for the code of this video is available in